Greetings in the name of Nyame and Asantewa, all that is good and great, all that is blessed and beautiful, all that is creative and conscious. And paraphrasing Brother Maulana Karenga's words, welcome brothers, sisters, friends, and colleagues. You have found yourself in a peaceful place, and we wish for you blessings without numbers and all good things without end. Yes, that was Brother George Benson bringing us in another episode of Artist to Artist, Let's Talk, rediscovering our creative voice with his song on Broadway, telling of his talent that will propel him to stardom. Now, all of us artists will, irregardless of what creative expression that we're in, we are going to have to deal with this, and we can relate to this. So, join me again in this another episode of Artist to Artist, Let's Talk, Rediscovering Our Creative Voice, a series that will engage us in conversations about topics that are germane to us artists. Again, allow me to introduce myself. I am Adisa Olubayo Bankole, a professional actor, storyteller, poet, and now venturing into the field of creative writing scripts, and trying to be a lyricist. So come and join me as we journey down this path to stardom. Now you may leave your comments at www.thepotentialartistinyou.com, which is my website, or shoot me an email at adisa@thepotentialartistinyou.com. Or you may even leave a comment on my wall on Facebook. However, if you so choose and desire to engage in negativity, mean-spiritedness, or pessimism, or any of those adjectives, then don't bother posting. Leave those thoughts in the recesses of the closets of your mind. This is a space for those who wish to explore, engage, communicate positively and constructively. So as my mother would say, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Now, this is my section where I give gratitude and acknowledgement to those family members and colleagues who have and are making a difference in my life, and who have given me encouragement, inspired me, and simply been there with me on this creative sojourn. Now this is important because we often get caught up in our own journey that we don't sometimes acknowledge those who have been on this path with us. So, this is my way to say Asante Sana and thank you to you. And the first gratitude that I want to give goes to my recently departed mother, who has been so instrumental in my life and my creative journey, Alice May, who always had the belief in my talent and never ever gave me words of discouragement, and was always thrilled to see me perform. Much kudos to my beloved mother, whom I miss dearly, for her unwavering support for my creativity. Next is my sister Marilyn, who was very, very emphatic about my continuing my education. And she, as she is now, then, was my emotional support as well as my economic support. She was very, very instrumental in my early days of really believing, really pushing, and she continues even today to stand by my creativity. So much love and thanks to my beautiful sister, Marilyn. Right? Now, what can I say about this fellow colleague who was wonderfully gifted and talented sister? Though I ain't saying how and or where Sister Sherry Pullen Robinson and I met, yeah. But she has been a gift to me with her continuous support, encouragement, and her sheer enrichment that she has bestowed on me. Sherry will be blowing up on the internet with her new webisode, Cherry Red. So check it out. And I want to thank Sister Sherry for having me be a part of her creative circle. This is certainly an honor. Now, as I have stated in my introduction, that most of our conversation will be based on the articles that I have written on my website, www.thepotentialartistin.you. And before I forget, let me again remind everyone that you can see me in 2 films, on IMDb, Felix Complanos, written by Roger Piano, and on YouTube, Rooster, written by Jameson Newsom. Right? Now, this episode will deal with the topic of talent. What is it? How do we know we have it? What is that? This thing that happens to us artists. You know, when you look at some talk shows and you deal with other people's lives, like Jimi Hendrix, or just recently I was looking at Pam Grier and things. You always hear this thing about this spark that they had, or there was something about them that propels them. What is this? And as my colleague April Yvette Thompson would say, well, when you go into the auditions or when they bring you in, they already are assuming that you have talent. You just have to bring in the heat. But there's a strange thing about artists and talent, and sometimes it's a confusing thing to us. So in the realm of the artist, we often hold ourselves back because we don't always see beyond our immediate environment. We sometimes become envious of others in our profession that appear to have made it, particularly when they don't seem to have the talent we believe we have. We become frustrated at our pace of progress or lack thereof. And these are times when our faith is shattered, our hopes dimmed, and our passion for our gifts, our talent, is subdued. But this is like many things in life. Often it will be a combination of skills, and dare I say, Sister April Yvette Thompson, talent, and old-fashioned luck. Now let me digress here a little bit. Because in the movie 13th Warrior, and this is about luck, in the movie 13th Warrior, Bovine is being questioned and being challenged by the king's son. And I'm paraphrasing this dialogue, where the son says, that this gentleman has a look of a great warrior, and no doubt he is. But to face the Ven, he will need some amazing luck. And Bovine says, luck will often hold a man if his courage holds out. And this is something that those of us artists, we believe we got the talent. At least I do. But we're always looking for that opening, that window, that door. Many times it is being at the right place, the right time, or in the presence of the right person. Now, a fellow colleague of mine, whom I have great respect and great love for, my Italian-American brother, whom I like to call Jasmine, once said to me, Adisa. Continue to audition. But remember, most time it only takes that one phone call to get you into the door and propel your career. That's it. No, that is it. Dustin Hoffman, 10 years on Broadway, was spotted by the director who was directing Graduate. Right? Sometimes it just takes a bumping into somebody or something. But the talent, we still don't know what it is. We feel we have it. At least we even believe we have it. But it is always going to be, or usually going to be, who we see, where we are, and the combination of luck. Now, of course, once in the door, it is up to us, the artists, to demonstrate that we are worthy of it, that our talents are up to it, you know, and what do we bring to the table that you know, auditioning or showing a painting or doing something, we have to show that we're worthy for it. Because remember, people are going to pay to see us. And they're going to pay to buy our paintings or our books. Right? But that's another discussion for another time. I guess what I'm giving voice to with all this talent is not to quit. Many of us may even go in another direction in our particular creative profession. But the main point is, don't give up. In the words of the late, great Jimi Hendrix, quote, I formed this group with some other guys, but they drowned me out. I realized I'd have to get on an electric guitar. Well, it's very hard for me because at first, man, I was scared. I had to play behind the curtains. I couldn't get up in front of the people. Then you get very discouraged. You hear different bands playing around and the guitar player seems like he's much better than you. Seems then than you are. You know, most people give up at this point, but it's best not to. Just keep on. Just keep on. If you're very stubborn, you can make it. That's the only way I know. Trying to make it is being very persistent. Jimi Hendrix, Frankfurt, March 1967. It may seem long, and yes, it may take a while. And no, you may not be the superstar or make millions at your creative profession. But more than likely, you will always from that point on in your career be able to make a living at it, be appreciated for it, and bring some hope and joy to someone, making their lives a little bit more fun and joyful. So, whenever you think this is it, just remember that old adage, you have to be in it to win it. Right? Until next time, which will be on The Voice Within. This is what I want you to do. I want you to continue to believe, to conceive, to dream, but most of all, to achieve. Madasa.